What up, guys? Figured I'd go live because wife and kids are gone because I'm sick. Excuse me, sick. And what up, Nick? Been a long couple days. Went home sick yesterday after I finished Tiguan, and fun being sick. What up, MD Lee? Sup, Fuzzy Wuzzy, Harley? Snap on Freakazoid. Gaston. No scotch. So bourbon and rum, nice. No, I do not have a case of the swamp ass. Thank you, Keith. Feeling like shit. Hey, Leon, shouldn't you be in bed by now? Nah, I figured I'd go live. I mean, wife and kids are gone. I'm not doing videos next week because I went home sick on film day. So, Bob T, what's going on? Oh. It was funny because somebody in the chat group suggested I do a video on flat rate and going out sick, but, you know, it's kind of funny. You are asleep, huh, Leon? Well, that's you for most of the day anyway. Bob T, what's going on? Hope everybody's entering the contest that's eligible for, the U.S. Sorry, Leon, for a little mini toolbox. I will do a video on that. It's just, hey, Ben, it just been kicking my butt. It's been kicking my wife's butt for about 3 months. For 3 weeks, I'm sorry. Thomas, what's up? Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate it. You're getting that money back next time you do a live stream. No sinus issues, just flu. Body just hurts. I mean, it just sucks. 20 hours in bed. Gino, no, I do not think flat rate will cease to exist in 10 years. Predominant pay system in the United States, it's not going anywhere. K-Man puked into a floor drain. Yeah, I couldn't concentrate. I mean, I was doing a Tiguan, and if I hadn't done that job 30 times before, I would have probably broke a bunch of stuff, but I'd already had it tore up and tore it down. So all I had to do was do the walnut blasting and put the intake back on. I already put it on the fuel pump, the water pump, and we upsold a carbon cleaning and spark plugs and coils. So it was, a good ticket, but I needed to get it done before I went home, because otherwise she wouldn't get the car back this week. Awesome NES Ninja Jedi, I'm sorry. Nick, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Leon. Unsubscribe because I won't ship to haven't been paying much attention to that, MD Lee. I like the tax plan. Helps me. Mr. Ho, Super Chat's the best way. Harley, I appreciate it. I've been doing Earl Grey with honey, with local honey. So hopefully that'll help. The scotch couldn't hurt. What up, Anthony? Yeah, the tax plan's going to help me a lot. I mean, with my income, it's going to help a lot. So, Rodney, what's up? What up, Anthony? I was too lazy to do a hot toddy. I just did straight scotch. Basically a tax cut for everybody across the board, other than the ultra poor that weren't paying taxes anyway. So it's a good thing. Frugal, probably they do. I don't know about it yet. I mean, they sell everything else. Why not? Whiskey does cure all. Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate it. So I've been debating on this since you guys are all here. What about Patreon? If I did a Patreon account, would you guys support it? I mean, that's one of the things that kind of keeps me from doing it, because would it really, I'd use it for equipment for the channel, like I do my YouTube channel. I mean, most of my income right now goes to improving the channel, buying you guys giveaways, improving equipment. I mean, that's how I paid for the 4K camera, the audio upgrades, etc., etc. It's under the Blue Point name. Yeah, they would. I'm surprised they don't already. I mean, enough technicians drink whiskey a lot. I mean, if you've been in this business a while, a lot of guys are drunks, and you figure they'd capitalize on that. Oh, I know I have the flu tongue, Norman. Trust me, I know. What up, Lone Star? I mean, frugal, I mean, it's an option. I just, I don't know if it's, it's kind of hard to judge what people will do. I mean, she's a shot glasses. I mean, I really, not to pick on somebody, but I don't want to be a so commercialized channel that I'm sitting here, pimping, my website, my Patreon account, my this and my this and this and this. I mean, like Humble, I mean, he does, his first part of his videos are now ads for whatever company he's, pimping for, and I don't want to do that to you guys. Yeah, we drink it to pee. Thomas, you cannot do it with Hangouts. I'm using OBS. And Nick Nimmin does a video on how to incorporate all this, my logo and the chat and all that. So it's pretty cool. The only problem is you can't do it with Hangouts, which kind of pisses me off. Because, if you were available, I'd have you on, because it'd be fun to interact with you, as it always is. Whiskey, cigarettes, no. I quit cigarettes, but cigars, I'm in. D&D coffee, always. Strip clubs, the Broke Technicians Toolkit. Yo, hell yeah. Hey, Mike, what's up? George, good evening. Um, twist out sockets, the spiral lock style. Um, I mean, if you go to my video on I hate wheel locks, there's a bunch of good tips on there for especially the security style with the swivel ring on the end. Um, I hate wheel locks. But yeah, I mean, it's basically a 12 point or a spiral remover socket. Pimpin' since pimpin' after auto. Frugal, I don't know. I mean, it flagged my mountain wrenches video for, it was good when I uploaded it, and then it went yellow, and then it went live, and it flagged it again, and then went away. I don't know. Josh, I would agree. I don't have a problem with it. I don't want to do that kind of video and, be a 30-second ad every time I do a video. What up, Frank M. Tech? Frank M. Tech. Yeah, it's everybody's going through it. Thanks, Frank. Hey, Rob, how's it going? I'm still trying to figure out why I watched you replace a blower motor on a Saab, a job I've done many times. Damn, Frank, working late. What's up, Jay Solomon? Yeah, I figured I'd go live. My wife and kids are gone, so figured I'd hang out with you guys. I like it a lot. I mean, I haven't used it extensively, but I like it a lot. It'll instantly solder smaller gauge wires, and if you let it heat up for a little bit, it'll solder 12 gauge wires without an issue. So my M12 I'm really impressed with. I hate Saab. Everybody in the shop hates Saab. The boss loves them because people will spend money on them. I mean, Pete, the ads that play before the videos or during the videos help pay for it. I mean, it's hard to, I can't say much on the monetization. I mean, it pays for the ads, but I don't want an ad in the video. I mean, that's my big thing is I don't want you guys, listen to an infomercial. GTA, it takes a long, long time. I've been doing it for 25 years, and I've been buying tools for 25 years. Bill A, if I've never had good luck with 110-volt soldering irons. Buy the butane. They heat up so fast. They're cheap. The M12 obviously is a lot more expensive. Gordon, yeah. I mean, we've luckily have been staying pretty steady, but yeah, my bonus hadn't been there because we haven't been hitting the numbers. Yeah, Drew, one auto should be asleep. It takes time. I mean, you can't do what I've done overnight. Rep issues on the tool truck. That's a interesting subject that might get me in trouble with my tool trucks because I kind of my tool vendors all watch my channel, so Saab does suck, Frank. Getting parts, everything. Josh, I don't know. I'm contemplating the Patreon thing. I'm not a fan of Subaru either. But the Patreon thing, I don't know. I don't want to add a bunch of BS to my videos just to make a few more bucks. But I mean, it's an option for me. I mean, the thing is with Patreon, if I did Patreon, it would go into the channel. It wouldn't be, me buying more cigars. It'd be me buying more equipment. I want to do some audio upgrades, make it easier for me to do videos. How many years? Love Saab, work on 900s. I'm sorry. That's why my boss loves Saabs, because they spend money on them. Most flat rate techs that are good do most of their career as a flat rate technician and then move into more of a managerial position, shop foreman, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just do a Patreon and expect you guys to give me money, so I'm debating on that. What I would do for Patreon, subscribers. Sean, I've lost many 10mm sockets over the years. Cheap is where it's at. Okay, good luck with that. White Nable, what's up? Frank, that's funny. Yeah, Saabs are backwards. Gordon, I mean, there's options for technicians. I mean, you can go learn another trade like electronics, electrician, IT. There's lots of places to go. It's just, it comes down to what you like doing. I prefer to work on cars. Lone Star, yeah. I mean, YouTube Red. I get paid for Red, so I don't care. If you're on Red, do it. What up, Brett? The problem with Drew, the problem with doing diag videos is just what's available to me when I film. I mean, I've got a wife and kids, and they want me home, and I want to be home, and sometimes there's nothing in the shop Thursday night when I film. Lone Star, Josh, yes. YouTube Red pays us when a YouTube Red person watches our video. So it doesn't matter to me whether you watch a video or YouTube Red. It's just, yeah, you can always drive a truck. The problem is that's Will. What's up? Miho, no, I do not. I am compensated with my flat rate compensation as well as my bonus program. So no, I don't take much from the techs when I help them. For the most part, I just help them as part of my job. What Volkswagen? Jay Solomon asked, "What cars do I like working on the most?" Volkswagen, Audi, BMW, Hondas, Acuras, Toyotas, GM's products. I don't mind Chryslers. I did a whole video on it, but yeah, Brett, the flu's been kicking my butt. GTA operator, I did a whole video on that. One of my early videos. IR, half-inch impact gun, gear wrench sockets, gear wrench ratchets, gear wrench wrenches. Depending on the specialty stuff, VIM. Gerardo, if you're sick, vacation time, or you don't get paid. I currently do not have any vacation pay. Hasn't reset yet, so I'm not getting paid. What up, Bracer? One problem is you can't scroll up in the comments. Rodney, yeah, it was. Like I said in that video, I broke the Easy Red, or the Mountain. Broke a zero offset snap-on and bent that Craftsman in that order. The only thing that didn't break was the 8mm hex stubby that I pulled out of a snap-on socket. I had to air hammer that sucker out. And then I had to put it back in because we couldn't get one. Well, Frank, you the boss, man, so you don't get sick pay. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. Yeah, flu is going around everywhere. Drew, peace out. Yeah, well, me, you, Glenn's been sick. I mean, everybody's getting it. Yeah, you probably will. A lot of things are a pain in the butt on a 93 Mustang. Flat rate, most of my 25 years. I worked early in my career, I worked a lot of salary stuff. Then I worked at one place that was hourly with a commission on part sales. And I just stayed with flat rate. Most shops that, in my experience, that pay hourly underpay you. They don't want to pay enough to justify me working there. So, flat rate shops will pay you better. And as long as I work there, you make more money. Later, Rob. Have a good night. Yeah, Jesse, I mean, it's going around like crazy. Good night, Norm. Yeah, hopefully I feel better. I mean, I don't feel great, but better than I did Thursday. That's funny there, Pike. Josh, no, I'm higher than that. Brett, I have been at the shop as long as it's been open. A little over 3 years, 3.5 years, I think. It opened. I'm the only remaining employee of the shop that when it opened. The original two techs that beside me, one went on to go back to Acura because he thought the grass was greener. Another tech wound up leaving due to disagreement with the owner about pay and his guarantee because he wasn't turning his hours that he should. And the last service advisor got let go. he got in some personal issues and just wasn't performing his duties well. So, but yeah, I've been there since we opened. I got to text the boss. I didn't check before I left Thursday to find out if we're off. Thomas. Later, Pete. Racer, no, I do not. I write tickets, and we've got the boss and a service writer who deal with it. So I don't. The only time I deal with a customer directly is when we got a noise that we're trying to verify. Jason, yeah, they collect some metal, but I don't care. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of grinding or anything near my cart, so for the most part, it's just little pieces of junk that they collect on the Vim rails. Still hoping for Coca-Cola to sponsor me. In fact, I got more quarter-inch for my Vim rails in today. Oh. How long have I been on? Are you so busy that you neglect your cars? Yes. My truck currently needs an oil change. My wife her car probably needs an oil change, and I got to do the 100K plus on my daughter's car that my wife hasn't gotten a tag yet on, but I need to get that done too soon. But, you know, shouldn't drive yet, so. I am not in the Rust Belt. I am in Georgia. So, Gino, nope, I don't deal with rust. Often, that I should say. I deal with rust, unfortunately. Oh, Rodney C. Hammer time. Got more hammer time coming, Thomas? All right, back to work, Frank. Atlanta. The shop is in Buckhead. So, if you know Atlanta, you know Buckhead. Air ratchet? What are those? I almost never... My air ratchet is now regulated to my air tool drawer in my Revel X. I almost never... A Timmy hate session. I don't like giving him any press. I can't stand his videos. He sucks. Sensei Jedi, I can't give him any. Like, I hated that Erico gave him press on his stupid ass videos. I mean, let's talk about that for a second. 16 parts, 17 parts on a 3.4 head gasket job. I mean, that's a 3-hour job, period. You know, and he freaking zizz-wheeled the block in the head. But he charged the customer $10. That's not a head. That's not machining the head. That's destroying the head. Josh, the bridge is completely rebuilt. It's been rebuilt for many months. Later, Frank. Jason, the only air tools I use are air hammer and die grinders. That's it. MD Lee, low cost tool storage. The tool video was probably going to be on the one key from Milwaukee. I was kind of debating on that because I've done a lot of Milwaukee stuff. And my rant video was kind of just going to be whatever came up that day. I sent his information to Milwaukee, so hopefully they realize that they're missing out. Later, White and Abel. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta. I used to live in Jonesboro years ago. Bill, yes, I work at Anthem. Corolla, a lot of times it is the intake manifold. The other time is injectors. That's the big two things: is the injectors or the intake. Look at fuel trim and spray the intake with brake clean and see if the fuel trims improve. The other thing is a mass airflow sensor. That's the three pattern failures on that car: is the intake gasket, the injectors actually clogging up, or the mass airflow sensor. Timmy is a joke. He does very much give technicians a bad name. Pipe, I love both of my 3/8 impacts. The M12 and M18 are used constantly, day in, day out. The M12 ratchet fuel is holding up great. The my original one is back to a drawer now, but it's great. I mean, all I've done to it is replace the head. Well, I don't know how long it'll last, but they fixed it. Benny, what's up? Good air hammer, Ingersoll Ram, the Snap-on, expensive but good, or Big Nasty from Astro. Not if you're doing timing belts. The 1/4 inch is one of my most used tools. I use it a lot on a lot of different situations. I mean, intake bolts, lots of stuff. MD Lee, I doubt I would see a 97 LeSabre. Bill, I am very lucky to work at Anthem. It's a great shop. I mean, it's a great atmosphere. I've worked hard to make that atmosphere the way it is. Yeah, rust makes a whole lot of difference. Yeah. I spend a lot of money on tools, so I can't say anything. So, I mean, I don't get a whole lot of stuff from free except Milwaukee. So, and OTC sends me a little bit of stuff, but they still won't send me a scan tool so I can badmouth it. So. MD Lee, we do work on a few 2000s LeSabres. Hell, I did one on I think that was a LeSabre on my failed parts video. Midivac usually has good stuff, TK. Gordon, yeah. My mother-in-law has a Hyundai, and there are some hacks that work there. Jerry, the main use I use for doing wheels is the mid-torque. That's my go-to half-inch. Thanks, Benny. I appreciate it. But yeah, I generally grab the mid-torque. Lighter, easier to carry. Unless it won't do the lug nuts because some idiot over-torqued them, or I'm doing something heavier like a axle nut or something like that. Nice, Jesse. Woohoo! Sounds like fun, Benny. Well, MD Lee, it always just rains up in Seattle, so of course you don't have rust. Yeah, I would stick with Milwaukee. Miho, I would stick with Milwaukee. Brian, I actually almost bought a 5.0 when I was looking for a new truck. The only reason I didn't buy a 5.0 is I couldn't find one with a dark interior. You know, being a technician, I don't want a tan interior in my truck. So the 5.0 has been pretty good. So yeah, Gordon, that's true. They don't care. Well, that's good there, Benny. Nice, MD Lee. I hate salt. Jerry Q, that's just a reaction of the torque stick. You're going to have, you know, once it hits and starts vibrating, it does that with pretty much every electric tool. It's just how they're designed. Now, for an ad for Milwaukee, if you did the one key, you'd have custom setup torque specs that would eliminate the use of a torque stick. Robert, no, I've never done night shift on flat rate. I've worked nights, but never done on flat rate. I did a bunch when I worked medium duty trucks. Trucks would come in and I'd go into the shop and fix them at night, but never did flat rate. Happy New Year, Thomas. Miho, they send me stuff. That's the extent of my involvement with Milwaukee. You know, I paid for Milwaukee before I was associated with them, so one of the perks of being a YouTuber is they send me stuff. But no, they don't pay me anything. Gordon, Bam Bam, and Josh have the Matcos, and they've had to send them in repeatedly for repairs. So, yeah, I'm not real impressed with the Matco stuff as far as the half-inch impact. Thanks, Rock Dog. Get drunk, you'll feel better later. I'm way ahead of you, Phil. Had a bunch of scotch before I came online. MD Lee, I will do the one key. I just haven't gotten... obviously, I wasn't there to film. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, app on your phone and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I've gotten to use it a good bit. I mean, it's now my go-to half-inch big full-size impact. But I want to do I've done torque tests with it. It's pretty accurate. So, but I'll do a video on it. You know, Bosch tools are good. I know a bunch of guys that use them and can't complain about them. Thanks, Gino. Not on my end, mijo. I sound drunk as hell. Phil, I really do not watch Timmy at all. I cannot stand his videos. Every time I watch him, I want to just run up there and just slap him. But, you know, every now and then I get cajoled into watching him, mostly by Timmy or Keith. Sensei Jedi, Eric O does not get toolbox tours. He just does not understand them. For me, a toolbox tour I like because it gives me ideas for organization. That's why I like watching them. That's why I like doing them, is because it gives me a different perspective. You know, I can look at somebody and go, oh, that'd be a good idea for me. You know, that's why I like him, but he doesn't. Yeah, I've seen the cordless angle grinder. I've played with it many times. I just, you know, I don't know if I'm trying to stay away from investing anymore in Matco. I'm trying to get away from a different battery system. I want to. I'm headed towards Milwaukee and want to stay with that. Brett, but it looks pretty good. I just don't know how the battery life will last. Jay Solomon, Astral Automotive. He's a hack. No. I've used torque sticks with my electric impacts since I've owned them. Timmy is a joke. I can't watch him either. I mean, it's like watching stupid as a stupid does. I mean, it's just I cannot stand him. Benny, yes, more power. The Milwaukee from the original fuel to the current lines is an upgrade. I own a air impact 3/4. I do not own a electric, but I do own a 3/4 impact. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan, I mean, it for me, it's organization, and every now and then a different tool that I haven't seen, but I mean, for me, it's organization. I'm really big on organization of my toolboxes and knowing how to, you know, how best to organize it to work efficiently. Phil, no, I have not. I'm getting a Pico next year. I may do the NVH module as part of that. That is true. Pedro, what's up? I'm not a big rum guy. I'm more bourbon and scotch, but the cigar part I'm into. Pike, My Ingersoll Rand I paid through a Snap-on deal like $800 20 years ago. So yeah, Phil, so many hours of just crap. Uh, my Matco guy shows up every week, other than when he's on vacation, and he has one on the truck. I've played with it. I'd probably hit him, Miho, just for the stuff he's talked about with Keith and Eric. I mean, I'd probably have to call the cops on myself. Thanks, Rodney. I appreciate it. I like Justin, and I couldn't even watch that video. I mean, just the video that him and Justin Dow did, I just couldn't watch it. I mean, it was just like, shut the hell up, you freaking. What up, Zib? No, I'm married with kids, and I like boobs. Yeah, I mean, watch Toolbox tours. I mean, it really will help you with organization. I mean, just in simple, ideas. Yeah, I mean, I've decided next year Picoscope will happen. Period. Yeah, he's getting his ass kicked right now in a Honda, but yeah, Keith is amazing. Jesse, I'm not into the beer, but Scar sounds good to me. Emily, I like boobs, not retarded boobs. Yeah, Timmy is. I mean, I had the discussion with the guys, Erico and those, and I'm like, he's like watching Forrest Gump trying to fix cars. With, you know, it's just painful to watch. Oh, love Ivan. He's wicked smart. I mean, you know, genius level dude. Ivan is, I mean, just mind-boggling smart. And I'm not, Ivan. I you can tell from some of his videos that he doesn't have as much experience as Eric O or some other guys, but he is wicked smart. Uh, Brian, hybrid and electric cars don't bother me. It's just different type of technology. Uh, Phil, I know everything about that Honda that's kicking his butt. It's a weird issue. The rear hatch, it's not a power hatch. It just doesn't work when it wants to. And they've already put a yes, Bill. He is a genius. Um, it goes away and comes back, and it doesn't make sense. Something on the network is pissing off the rear hatch, and he just has not been able to figure it out. Zib, that is true. Future of Snap-on. Snap-on's not going anywhere. It's a global company. They make billions of dollars. The tool business is a small part of their business. I mean, they own, many companies. The tool truck business part of their name is a very small part. Phil, that is true. I mean, it is. I can't spend that much time on a car. I have not watched that video yet, Benny. He does like some experience. Appreciate it, Pike. I mean, I do appreciate it. Justin, what's up? Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, when it comes to electrical diagnosis, I'd send him anywhere. When it comes to nut and bolt stuff, probably not. Miho, no, I don't have any of that stuff yet. You never go full retard. Yeah, I've seen that movie. I've wanted to post that in the group chat many times about Timmy, but yeah, he goes full retard. Phil, he does struggle every now and then, but he is very smart and knows way more than I do. I'm sick as a dog and been drinking, so figured I'd go live. Hemi Lover, I would love a 69 Camaro, a 70 Chevelle, 69 Dodge Charger or Super Bee, or an 86 Monte Carlo SS with a LS swap. What up, the engine room? Thanks, Jonathan. Jonathan, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's... You people. Yeah, I mean, he's seriously thought about wiring in a relay and, a simple switch or whatever, but he's doing his best to fix it. But yeah, it's... I don't know if you guys follow him, but David Freiberger from Hot Rod Magazine, now Roadkill. I remember back in the day when he hose clamped a Dodge transmission to a cross member because it didn't line up. And I've been following him ever since. And he smokes cigars, so, but, I mean, he kind of moved my thinking at some point to the hot rod end of it. Yeah, Jesse has already replaced it. Or I don't know if he replaced it or the shop did already, but it's been replaced. It worked, yeah. Benny, I mean, Freiberger is the king of jury rig stuff. Oh, Brian, I smoke cigars a lot, so I don't have to be lit. Benny, I'm looking forward to that TA getting lined up. um, yeah, I mean, Phil, yeah, I'm not sure on the timeline, but I'm pretty sure the body shop replaced that module first, and then called Keith in, and now he's trying to fix it. Yeah, Bill, yeah, oh yeah. The funny part is that Finnegan now lives here in Georgia. Gordon, a lab scope's always going to win. Thermal imagers are cool, but it won't replace a lab scope. But yeah, the engine room. I mean, I roadkill is always good entertainment. Yeah, Jesse. I mean, he does. I mean, he's done it for 20 some years too. I mean, he's worked the magazine business for that many years. Yeah, Dwayne is. I mean, I used to watch his. I haven't watched his channel much. I don't think he's been updating much. Radar camera, we haven't dealt with much of that. We just haven't. For whatever reason, we haven't had to deal with it. So, yeah, hot rodding. Well, as long as, because I know Scanner Danner's not here, Keith would win hands down. Sup, Lee? But yeah, in the real world, Keith would win hands down. I mean, I love Paul. Don't get me wrong. He's a cool dude, but he's been a teacher for a long time. Keith is out in the real world doing it every day. Keith is seeing all the new stuff every day, multiple times a day. So when it comes down to it, Keith would win. Miho alignments themselves do not pay for it. It's the Warner ball joints and tie rod ends and all that will pay for it. Hey, what's up? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love Paul, and his teaching of fundamentals is instrumental. I mean, I cannot stress that enough. I mean, the stuff he teaches is stuff that every tech should know. It's not about, when I compare Keith to Scanner Danner, it's not about, their skill level. It's about experience in the field. And Paul's been a teacher for a long time, whereas Keith does it every day in the field. But, I will recommend everybody watch Scanner Danner's channel if they're a technician, period. I didn't join YouTube for Scanner Danner. I joined it for the fact that nobody was doing what the kind of videos I was doing, but just a little side note. Phil, I love Danner, Paul's brother. He's much more real world. His videography, his editing is poor at best, but he does real world stuff. What do I think of AVE? It's I don't watch them a lot. Timmy would probably benefit from watching Scanner Danner's videos. I mean, he'd probably benefit from watching most of my, friends that are YouTubers. But yeah, he has a real fixes. For money wise, better to work in the city. Not the ghetto part of the city, but the high rent district. That's where the money is. The problem with aligning radars and cameras is every manufacturer is different with the equipment and the requirements. So I don't know how worthwhile it is. Yeah, everybody has their niche, Leak. What going on, Mario? Ecotech 4 laptop-based scan tools, yes. The OEM stuff. IDS, IstaP, TechStream, the Honda Scan Tool, HGS. I've only played with the software on Pico. But I'm getting a Pico next year. Lee, how I do this is called OBS. Go to Nick Nimmin and his channel on YouTube, and I'll show you how to do this, but you have to be on a Windows or Mac to do it. But it's through OBS. I can do the my intro and all that stuff on here as well. What up, Mar? Let's see under that. He is a good dude. Yeah, Benny, yeah, we have VCDS. Thanks on the workbench. Erico is good stuff. He's a good, cool dude. I work at independent. Yeah, what he said, like, Nick Nimmin, Nimmin. He does a lot of YouTube development channel. His channel is for YouTube development, and he does a lot of good stuff like this. How to do this kind of stuff. Tommy, I like Tommy, but he, again, needs some experience. His video that he did the other day was a classic example of needing an engine. Once he gets some experience, he's going to be a absolutely stellar tech. But what's the fix it button say for the chat display you have? I don't know what you mean there, Phil. What up, Hard Knocks? 8 degrees, 20 miles south of Boston. No, screw that. Eco, the best kit you can afford. I mean, the basic kit will do you, and then you can add as you need it. But the best kit you can afford, I mean, AES Wave or Auto Nerds, one of those companies will get you. And I mean, but the best kit you can afford. I mean, nothing that you add will not add value. So, oh, Actron. Oh. How long have I been on? Been on for an hour. Wow. All right. I guess I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and guess do some more medicating. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time. No videos next week because I was out sick. So.